So when it comes to side hustles, I am the king of side hustles. I have failed so many of them, but I think I've found the one. So I'm going to share some wins and failures, but I need you to watch this entire video so you can see the side hustle that I'm currently building and what I think is the best opportunity for you if you're looking for a side hustle. You're not going to be searching anymore. You're going to commit to this one, and I think this is the one. So let's draw this one out. So when it comes to side hustles, it used to be a really big process, okay? So you would start here. In the journey to build something, especially online, you would have this step, another step, another step, another step. As you can see, it was just so many steps to get from here to there. Now, what do I mean? Like, so say you were gonna build a business online, you first needed, even if you were doing something like consulting or coaching, right? You would first need to build a website. And websites weren't easy to build, like they were a process. So you had to build a website, right? And then after you built your website, you had to build a funnel. So you had to be able to funnel people to that website. Then you had to build the product or whatever you're doing. Like if you were building a community or something like that, you had to build it on WordPress. And then they had plugins and they wouldn't work and they would fail and they would break. Now you also had to get traffic. Like how are you going to get traffic to your website to be able to even sell them that whatever you're selling them? Even if it was just a product, you'd had a website to show the product, right? So now you had to get traffic. And how did you get traffic before on websites? You had to do SEO. SEO wasn't easy. So I had a business. I still have it. I have a cooking channel, right? It's got 55,000 subscribers. It's got, almost 17 million views. And it's still good for me right now, but that business actually started online. So that's where I made my money. There was a website, people would go there for a recipe, and I would make ad revenue off all those ads. Like would you ever go to get a recipe off a website and there's like a million ads and you can't find the recipe? Well, they pay you pretty well, right? So I had to build that and build all the content on the website in order to get the ad revenue. So websites weren't easy, and you had to learn website, but you also had to learn SEO so you could rank on Google, all right? So that was all these steps, as you could see, just to get someone to buy your product. It was really difficult. But now, guys, it's this easy. So if this is our starting line, right? And this is our finish line, it goes like this, okay? The bounce goes from here to here to here. And that's the distance, okay? You don't have these million steps. And the other beauty is it's not that difficult anymore. You don't have to build stuff. Like it's just, the things are so much easier and it's so much easier to connect everything. So this model that I'm showing you here, from here to here, is really simple. So first thing we have to do is we have to get attention, right? And maybe this isn't the easiest, but it's something you can learn. Content's really important to learn to have a successful business. And that's even offline now. That's not even just online. So we have a YouTube channel here, right? So we have the YouTube channel, and then in the middle, we have this about page, okay? Let's just say, we'll call it the about page. And then that about page sends you to a platform. Now this platform, let's just make it a house, all right? So this is where you're gonna serve whoever you're working for. And this platform here is called Skool. So Skool is a community-based platform, right? So the beauty of this, right? We're not building funnels anymore. We're not building this complex process where you take somebody along this whole journey and then it takes all these steps that you could lose them along the way. And this is a game changer, okay? So what are we doing here? So we build content on YouTube, right? We take them to an about page. So Skool is really simple. You send that traffic to an about page, and on that page, there's a video that you tell them about whatever they're coming to join. I'll get a little more into that in a second, how you can make money with this Skool community, right? So you have the about page, and then they purchase whatever it is, or it's free. You let them in that way, and then you sell them with inside. And then after they go through your About page, they're in. They're in your school community. We didn't have to build a website, right? We didn't have to build this funnel and this email campaign and all these different hoops and set up a payment processor. Guys, that's another thing. Like if you have to set up a payment processor to make sure you're getting the payment if you're charging for this, if it's not free to get in. So guys, I didn't even get into what this business is. So just hold off, hold on. I'm trying to give you an idea of how the game has changed. And if you're afraid of building things online, it's even easier than it used to be, and I'm going to share that in a minute. So I'd love you to let me know in the comments what side hustle you're currently doing, what you're thinking about, and what do you think of this model. As you can see here, YouTube to the About page, right into the school, right? So in this school community, what can you do, okay? So now we have our audience in there. The one I'm building is it's free. I create YouTube content, and I tell them about the free community, and then they come join in there. And then I have a little mini course I created that helps them with their journey. So what am I actually doing? So mine is called Build with Bob. I help them teach what they know, their skills, their knowledge, whether you're a coach or a consultant, maybe you're passionate in woodworking. Guys, that's the side hustle, okay? The game has changed where you can just, it was always there, but now it's really simple. You're able to teach your skills, your knowledge, the things that you know. If you're above 40 years old, if you're like in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, you have an experience that no one else has experienced. And the reason that's a game changer is because information's free, right? I'm not talking about this platform where you're just sending them to a course. That's not the idea. Your experience, your skills and knowledge, you're going to teach them within the school. And there's all different ways you can do it, right? Let's, for example, say it's a woodworking group. In this woodworking group, you teach what you're passionate about. You can have workshops on what you know. You can just educate people. That's why the passion or hobby niche is really cool for this type of side hustle, because you're already really passionate about, right? Passionate about the subject. So if it's something like you can talk about it all day long, that's like the perfect thing to do in a community like this. You could teach consulting, all right? You could just be a coach. You could just build an awesome group of people, right? Just a community where you're all passionate about the same thing. Those can be a little bit difficult because you're relying on everybody else to create content in there. But the idea, what I use my school community for, from here to here to here, is I'm selling more of a high ticket at the moment, where you get one-on-one coaching with me and I help you build a business like this, right? Why? Because I've been in marketing since like 2009. I know the game. I've built online businesses. Excuse me. I built online businesses. I know how to create content that actually gets views. Cooking channel, right, with 17 million views. So I'm teaching people how to do the content, how to package that, right, and then to an offer. So my business is content, offer, and then systems. How we dial all those in. Guys, I have a link in the description. It's my community, the one I'm talking about. You can go check it out. It's free. See what I'm building. I love you to come check it out. So that's what I'm doing. It's content to an offer, and then there's systems to help streamline this. I can't emphasize this enough that I think this is the most simple side hustle that you can create. Like, I've done so many different side hustles. So I had the cooking channel, which I still do, and I make money off of that. I've made money off affiliate marketing. I still do with Amazon, Amazon influencers, and Amazon affiliates. For example, if you looked up a Breville oven on YouTube, you're gonna find me, and there's a link for that. And I've made, thousands and thousands of dollars off that affiliate link. But I just think it's just an opportunity here. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. So right now, I don't know if it'll change, but in the school community, you could build this for $9. I am the master of side hustles. I've done so many of them. I've failed at so many of them. It's kind of a joke in the house. My wife would be like, what are you starting now? Like if there's another new Google Workspace account with a new domain and business name, she's like, what are we doing now? But if you have a spouse that doesn't support this, as soon as you do this, okay, as soon as you make your first couple dollars, then it changes the game. Then the spouse opens their eyes and says, whoa, what is this? What is the possibility here? Now, I'm not saying this is completely easy, and this is probably the hardest part right here, okay? This is the hardest part. You have to create content, and content's not that easy to create. But once you build systems around creating content, it gets much easier. And if you're gonna say, but Bob, I don't have enough time to do a side hustle, trust me, I don't believe you because I've done it. I'm a single bread provider for my household, and you know, obviously I do work all the time. If you knew how many little businesses I got going right now, you'd be like, oh my gosh. But I kind of believe in like having a bunch of different sources of income. If I go back, for example, for that one where the website, that ad revenue was really good. It was like $4,000 to $5,000. I don't know if it got up to $5,000, but it was close. And that was every month an ad revenue. And then the YouTube channel was actually built to support that, right? And the website made the bulk of the revenue, but the problem was YouTube made this, Google made this big algorithm change, and I was in SEO. I knew how to rank on Google, right? But Google had this huge algorithm change and wiped out my website. So in a single day, I lost, $4,000 to $5,000 a month, and it went down to like $240 or something stupid. So because after that, I've always believed try to bring in as many sources as you can of revenue, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. But that's my pitch on a side hustle. Guys, I hope this really sparked some curiosity. I'd love to see you come check out the free community. Go in there, see what we're building, what we're talking about. See if this is something for you. And you also get to see the school community. That's what I'm using now because I think it's really the simplest, easiest platform. I've done Mighty Networks. I've done Circle. School is very simple. I like what they're creating. It makes everything really easy, and I hope I get to see you inside.